Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back with another fun-filled video for you. And today, we're going to be highlighting a knife maker that I absolutely love from South Africa. That's pretty much where this channel is going now, mostly highlighting the knife makers from South Africa. And this is one of the gentlemen that I collect from. I do love this guy's work. He makes a diverse bunch of models of knives that are just absolutely spectacular. So let me show you what I have in front of you, what you're seeing in front of you. These two knives here, these are one-of-a-kind handmade pieces. You will never see another one like either one of these ever again. These are absolutely fantastic custom pieces by JD Van Deventer from South Africa. He has been making knives for roughly 16, 17 years professionally. And this is just one of the South African knife makers that I absolutely love. His style is very diverse. He makes all different kinds. It's kind of hard to target what type of knife this man will make, because it could be just about anything. I mean, if you look at the three of these custom knives here, they're all completely different. There isn't like one model that looks like the other one. He just keeps on making different knives, and I think that that's one of the main attractions that I like about JD Van Deventer. I've actually done videos on all these knives. You can go back and check them all out if you want to. I just wanted to show you these knives here as examples of knives made by JD Van Deventer. They are so diverse, so different. Each one of them has a different action, has a different feel. This one I just got back from the Blade Gallery. It needed a slight repair, and it actually went to South Africa. How cool is that? It went to South Africa, and JD Van Deventer himself repaired it and sent it back to me. It's in really fantastic shape now. It had a little bit of blade play on there, and he just fixed it. Really, really great guy. So, that being said, I wanted to show you my newest big orange JD Van Deventer knife. So let's put all of his other brothers and sisters away, and let's focus in on this guy. This is the newest knife that I got from JD Van Deventer. This is not a one-of-a-kind. He has made this model before in the same configuration. That's what we mean by one-of-a-kind, handmade. When we say one-of-a-kind, it means that you will never see the knife ever again in this handle configuration exactly the same. There's going to be something different on the knife, and this is not one of those. He's made this model before in the same configuration, but when I saw this one, I had to actually get it. This is a really big JD Van Deventer knife, so let's go ahead and go over the specs of this piece, and we'll do some size comparisons. I'm going to talk about the action and everything else, so here we go. The blade length on this knife is 3.75 inches. The cutting length is 3.7. The total length of the knife is 8.75 inches. The blade height is 1.5 inches, and the blade thickness near the bolster is 0.12, and then of course you get to midpoint, it's still 0.12 until you go all the way out to the tip, and it goes down to 0.5. The weight of the knife is 5.4. We have a Bowler M390 steel on that, which is a really great choice. It is textured orange, G10, and black. Runs on ball bearings, and the action on it is super smooth. So just wanted to go over that. So let's go ahead and just take a good quick look at this piece here. It's a big knife, and you'll see that when I bring out some other knives to compare it to. One of the things I loved about this knife was the craftsmanship on the way that the knife was made. We have a forged pocket clip, all titanium. Same thing with the back spacer. Really, really beautiful work on that. That is something you will probably never see on a production knife, is a back spacer, forged out like that from titanium. The liners have this beautiful design on the back of it. The colors just really pop on this G10 knife. I really love that. The action on this is incredibly smooth. It is dead centered as usual. But what's really impressive is the action. It's got a fairly hard detent for a flipping knife. And it just makes a great sound, not only when you open it, but also when you close it. It just sounds great. It's got these beautiful sort of proprietary screws that are only exclusive to him. It's a good thing the knife's perfect, because if there was anything wrong with it, you can't do anything to adjust it or anything like that. That's one of the things about it. But then again, custom knife makers make sure that when you receive their piece, it's in perfect condition. So, really love the sleek look of the knife. It's not a fat, wide piece. It's sort of a sleek knife, which I like. But at the same time, it's not a small knife. That I love. So, since we're already on size comparisons, let's go ahead and put it up against some production knives you guys might know. Let's start with the Zero Tolerance 0562. So as you can see, this is 3.5. This is actually 3.7, so it's not a small blade. Let's go ahead and put them up against the Spyderco Swiss Bowie. Another knife. So the Spyderco Swiss Bowie is actually a little bit smaller than the 0562. So you can really see the difference there. How about another knife, same size as the Spyderco Swiss Bowie? How about the Anthem? There it is up against the Anthem. Actually, the Anthem is slightly larger than the Spyderco Swiss Bowie, so I apologize for that. And how about we put it up against the Kershaw Matrix Extra Small. So as you can see, we have small, medium, and large knife. This knife, the JD Van Deventer, it's called the Cruz Flipper. I forgot to mention that. The name of the knife is called the Cruz Flipper. Yeah, this is the larger of all between these two, so you can see how big the knife really is. So while this knife is not a one-of-a-kind handmade piece, this is still a custom knife made by JD Van Deventer. Only his hands actually touched and made this knife. So that's what's fantastic. Again, the action on this is just fantastic. I just can't get over how smooth. It runs on regular ball bearings, not even ceramic. And it's got that almost sort of falls shut. I mean, I'm barely even closing that thing, and the blade just drops shut. It's a very, very light knife, being made out of, most of the liners were made out of G10, so it's not a very heavy knife, even though it's a large knife. That's one of the things that I like about it, is the fact that it's big, but it's light. It's not that heavy. A lot of the larger knives in this category, you'll find, are usually pretty heavy in weight. This is not like that. And the G10 scales really lighten it up, I think. The ergos on the knife are fantastic. You don't have any problem getting the entire hand on the knife. Oops, hit the thing there. There's plenty of room for you to put for your hand to fit on here. Even if you have big, large hands, and my hands are kind of small. I mean, I still have this much hanging out of the knife when I hold onto it, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But that would be very helpful for anybody that's got really big hands. So that helps. It's a pretty basic ergos. There's nothing in the way of your hand that would allow you to not have a good grip on it. The textured G10 obviously helps with the grip. You've got an M390 blade. We've got a lot of cutting surface on that thing. A little bit of a belly as it kind of sweeps up there. So for your like drawing cuts and things like that, really very, very nice. This would be considered a heavy-duty piece. You could use it in that fashion. I mean, you could cut box after box after box with this, and you won't have any problem. The advantage of this knife, like I said, is that it is large and it is light. That's something that you usually don't get in a big knife, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have this piece in my collection, because it was big and it was, you know, light. The colors on the G10 really pop with that orange and that black. Kind of makes me think of this as a knife of death. Even though the knife was made in South Africa, you know, I'm a big fan of like The Godfather and Italian themes and everything. So orange and black, or at least orange to the Italians, is the color of death. So I thought that was kind of cool, and I had to have this piece. Just kind of spoke to me. I really do love the forged titanium pocket clip and backspacer. Almost looks like it's like confetti falling on top of the backspacer and that titanium pocket clip. The titanium pocket clip is not deep carry. So when you put this in your pocket, yeah, probably about, you know, a little bit more of the knife would stick out. Not much, but up to where this pocket clip would sink all the way down into your pants. So you're looking at all this part here and above would stick out of your pocket when you put it in your pocket. So not deep carry, but pretty close. Pretty close. You've got a lanyard hole. He actually added a lanyard hole right there, so you could string a lanyard onto the knife if you need to. I personally think some of the reasons why people put lanyards on knives is because the knife doesn't have enough room for your hand, and you know, you need something to grab onto. That's not the case with this big guy. It just isn't. You've got plenty of room for your hand, whether it's a large knife, whether you have large hands or small hands or medium hands. It's just absolutely, there's plenty of room on there for that. The flipper is very accessible. It has a hard detent, so it takes some getting used to. In fact, I actually find it to be a little bit more comfortable to kind of flip it like this rather than with my index finger. It does kind of beat up your finger a bit, but if you were to sort of swipe it like this, it would probably hurt more. So I would probably suggest pressing action to get it to open. So the thumb ramp on there is perfect. I love the way my index finger just kind of hugs underneath the flipper there really well. It's just really nice, a good, nice feel. You've got plenty of room on the jimping on the thumb ramp there. It feels really, really nice. Grip on that when you're doing some heavy-duty jobs. That's one of the reasons why the ergos are so important on a knife, because if you're going to be using that same knife to do the same task over and over and over again, you know, you want to know that your hand's going to be comfortable enough to do that for quite a while before having to adjust your grip or whatever it is you need to do. So there you have it, the JD Van Deventer Cruz Flipper. The price on this knife is, I hate mentioning prices, but I'll do it on this time. The price on this knife is right around $6.95. So it's not a cheap piece, but what you're getting for the price that you're paying for is well worth it. You're really getting fantastic action, good ergonomics, an M390 blade, all titanium liners with G10 scales. It's just a fantastic knife. And to get a custom knife at that price, I'm not saying it's cheap, but it's very, very, very reasonable. Because normally a knife like this would probably cost you right around $800. But yeah, it's just fantastic. So I'm going to be getting some pretty good use out of this big guy, just because I love to have it in my hand and the way it feels. So this is going to be an absolute user. I'll probably do a follow-up video on this one when I actually use it. It's just absolutely stunning with that titanium pocket clip and backspacer. I mean, all the colors kind of meld together, you know. So that I like. So there you have it. The JD Van Deventer Cruz Flipper. Which, as I've said before, is probably going to be my last knife by JD Van Deventer. This guy... He's pretty much dominated my collection just because of his diversity in knife-making styles. I can't get enough of the way this guy... Every time I go to the Blade Gallery, or every time I go and check on a website to see what kind of knives JD Van Deventer puts out, each knife is like completely different. It's not like he's got one model and he pops on different scales on it, or he makes it up differently. Every time I turn around, he's making something that's just totally different than the last knife that he made. It doesn't even look the same, which is kind of... It's not uncommon for a custom knife maker to do that, but from what I can see, JD Van Deventer does that more than any other knife maker that I have ever seen do. Apparently, he's just got this, I don't know, maybe this kind of creative juice to make a different knife each time. I don't even know how he's able to do that, but... there you have it, JD Van Deventer, small collection of mine. And I just wanted to show you guys my latest JD Van Deventer knife, which is this Cruz front flipper, which is just ginormous compared to these other three. So there you have it. If you are looking to get a custom knife and you're looking for a knife maker to purchase from, I definitely recommend JD Van Deventer. He puts out really great quality, and he puts out something for everybody. Keep in mind, his knives will range anywhere from the $400 range all the way up to, like, you know, depending on whether you want a one-of-a-kind handmade piece, all the way up to like maybe $1,200 or more, $1,200 or more. This piece here is probably the most expensive on the table that you're seeing right now. I think I got this one for about $1,100. This is a one-of-a-kind, total one-of-a-kind handmade piece, and probably one of my favorites that I carry every week. It's so smooth, and the right size also. JD Van Deventer, one of my favorite South African knife makers. I hope you get a chance to discover this guy. Check out his website. He puts out different stuff. I mean, these are just only 4 of them. I don't even know how many models he makes, but he does both. You know, knives like this that are not one-of-a-kind handmade pieces, and knives like this that are one-of-a-kind. So you're going to definitely be getting, you're definitely going to have a hard time trying to decide what knife to get. At this very moment, he has made a new model front flipper piece. You might want to check that out on his website. I almost got one. And I'm not even sure if I'm going to wind up not getting one. I'm probably still going to get one. It's called the Silver Model. If you go to his website, you can check that out. And again, that knife looks completely different than any of the 4 that you see on this table. So, This is Omar, the Knife Shark Guy, highlighting a man that likes to make different knives every time. JD Van Deventer, one of my favorites. And he is a really, really great guy to talk to if you ever get a chance to talk to him on Instagram. I have never met this man in person. I've never even been to Blade Show. So I've never shook his hand, but I do talk to him quite often on Instagram. You guys won't have a problem speaking to him about anything. He's a real down-to-earth guy. So whether you're in the market for your first custom knife or not, he's just happy to chat it up with you. It's part of the business. Most knife makers will spend some time just kind of talking with the hopefully future customers that they're going to be drawing into their art. And JD Van Deventer is one of them. So this is Omar the Knife Shark Guy signing off. Saying thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video, what you found helpful. If not, make some comments. Let me know if there's anything I might have missed or that I didn't answer for you. Like I say, I do this to share. It's not to show off my knives or anything. I just want to get people into this hobby, or maybe you're at a point in your knife collecting where you don't know where to go. You bought way too many Spydercos, way too many zero tolerances, Benchmades. Believe me, I've done that. I know where you guys are, and you're looking to make the next step. If you're ready to do that, hopefully these videos will help you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back with another knife, obviously. Coming in April. I won't say whose knife that's going to be, but it's going to be from a maker that I've been dying to get a knife from for about 2 years now, and that gentleman is, thank God, he's back. So this is Omar the Knife Shark Guy signing off, hoping you'll find one of these JD Van Deventers in your collection sometime in the near future or later future if you are saving up. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a good evening.